have you ever taken the 16 personalities test?
Yeah.
The Myers-Briggs one?
Yeah, of course.
So I took the test. I've taken it 4 times now, actually.
Wait, I wonder if I can guess what you are.
Take a guess. It's probably obvious with what I just shared.
ENF?
Yeah. Yeah. ENFP.
Yeah, okay.
Campaigner. So it's funny because when I read it again, literally this weekend, it was just so spot on. But the question I want to ask you is how much do you pay attention to that? And then number 2, the things that they say you're weak on, right? In that personality test, do you have, what's your take on improving those or simply focusing more on the strengths? So for example, for context, right? Campaigners, ENFPs, like super, I don't know what my strengths are. I really get inspired and I really I do sprints, right? When I get inspired on something and I get an idea, I want to make it happen now. I go do it. Like the Admin Mastermind, I had the idea, had the branding, had the concept. I was like, oh, we're going to do it. And we launched it and it was a success. But the problem is the focus on the follow through once the inspiration wears off a little bit, right? And that's something that I've seen happen in my life plenty of times with ideas, and then I act on them and then I don't follow them through for as long as I need to for the end goal of the vision, if that makes sense. But then my strengths are really good. I can come up with ideas. I'm really creative. I have the personal brand, I guess, in terms of like the communication and being a leader and saying, guys, we're gonna come do this. Come join me. I'm gonna like, let's go do this. So my question really is, like, for you, have you ever like paid attention to those to where you're thinking like, well, I got to work on these weaknesses? Or are you more of like, let me just have someone who can help me with these weaknesses, who focus on these weaknesses so I can just focus on my strengths? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So you definitely need to be aware of them.
Yeah.
And your business and your strategy and everything that you're doing should be aligned to your strengths, right? Just like me, I'm an INTJ.
Which is you're
extrovert. So the E and I is extrovert, introvert.
Oh, so E and, oh, okay.
Yeah. And then N and S means like intuition or like rules. So you're the intuition. Same with me. So we're the same on that. We're opposite on the EI. Then the F and T is feeling and thinking. Do you feel your way through choices or do you think? So I'm hard jammed on T. I'm like 98% T. I could tell you were an F.
Really?
Yeah. I can just tell. And then the last one, J or P, is like, are you good at planning and structuring and scheduling and organizing, or do you prefer to just kind of just let it go? So you're a P. That means you prefer to let it go.
Yeah.
So you're just like, you probably would like to not have a plan for next week.
Yeah, well, that's the funny part, man, because I always want to structure things because I feel like some things aren't structured as much as they need to be for my life. But then when they're too structured or too routine, I just want to go to the fucking beach and I'm like, dude, I just need to get out and like go get into my gut and go feel.
Yeah, so if you should play to your strengths, which would be like interaction with people. That's extroversion. For sure, yeah. You need to have interaction with people. You're never going to be happy just analyzing a Google sheet, right?
Yeah.
You need to be creative. That's the N.
Yep.
You need to, feeling is important to you, which is probably why you like video.
Yeah. Because
it is a very high bandwidth channel of communication that carries emotion. Unlike a lot of text and stuff. It is about emotion, yeah. And then the thing I think you'd have to worry about you just worry about the opposite side. So we almost have like opposite sides. But like someone that is too extroverted probably isn't paying attention to the details.
Yeah.
But someone that's too introverted probably isn't getting out there enough, right? And then intuition, someone that's too like S means they're probably not creative enough. Too creative means that operations are probably falling apart. Yeah. Right? Because things are just constant creation and there's just shit that needs to be done day in, day out that the creative person was terrible at.
Yeah.
Feeling and thinking, I mean, thinking is really great at logic and structure and math and all of that and strategy. but too much of that and people don't connect with what you're doing.
Yeah.
So too much T and like it's soulless kind of in a way. Too much F, it's often lacking some of that logic or thought. You know what I mean? And then the last one, just PJ, it's more like, you know, I used to actually get a P, and then the more I've been in business, and I'm like a CEO, so I have to schedule and plan and do all of this. I've had to train that muscle, and in recent years, I actually check it again, and it's coming up J.
Wow.
So I would just understand that first, and then look at your business and think where is my personality blocking us, right? And you should also play to your strengths. I'm never going to be a stage speaker because I'm introverted, right? Like that ain't happening.
But you're also going out and doing more like in-person stuff, right? For Skool. So you're also training it right now in a way, right? To get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, this is the hard part, right? So like I'm playing to my strengths because I'm building a software platform, which is what it's behind the scenes and analytical and everything, right? However, I also need to be aware of the fact that I would like to just hide. But I need to get out there too. People need to find out about Skool. So I have to also get outside of my comfort zone. So that's what I'm getting at here. Your business should play to your strengths, but you have to be mindful of, you can't just purely play to your strengths. You also have to like cover your weaknesses. And you should also bring in people around you to cover those areas.